Roll A, take A.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Rachel Anderson. Virginia Tech Dining Services is a constant talking point of conversation among students. Many Hokies argue that the food served here on campus is the best in the country. Several times a month, dining halls open their doors for special themed dinners like Chocolate Day at D2 and Midnight Breakfast in Owens. Other events include special chef series to put a spotlight on the various executive chefs on campus. The brains behind the special meals begin planning menus, decorations, and marketing strategies the summer before the upcoming school year. According to the training and project manager for dining services, they put on these events just for fun. Virginia Tech Dining Services recently submitted the details from their big spring event meal called Plate Envy to a national competition. They hope to hear positive results soon. Speaking of dining, Virginia Tech recently held its 6th annual Empty Bowls event. A collection of students at Virginia Tech created bowls that attendees could take home as a reminder of those who go hungry. All proceeds are going towards Micah's backpack. On Tuesday, March 3rd, the School of Architecture and Design led the Empty Bowls event in support of hungry children in the NRV region. Students who took part in a 10-week course created the bowls and chaperoned at the event. While Empty Bowls is great for the community, it also puts the design skills of students into action.
Is the object. There is no theoretical. They have to get from beginning to end, and everything that they put in between is critical to whether or not that object is actually successful.
The event's attendance has increased every year since its debut, with over 400 guests coming out this year. Going forward, Empty Bowls appears to be one of the leading charity events at Virginia Tech. Many may have not heard about the Mill Mountain Zoo located in Roanoke, but they're hoping to bring in more people with an addition of an otter exhibit. Newsfeed reporter Melissa Cisneros has more on the story.
Mill Mountain Zoo expected to get an otter exhibit later this year if they meet their $600,000 fundraising goal. Currently, they have $300,000 and hope to meet the rest in 90 days. The Mill Mountain Zoo was founded in 1952 and is a non-profit zoo operated by Blue Ridge Zoological Society. Over the past few years, the zoo has been wanting to grow as it moves forward from previous financial problems. According to Bill Baker, the co-director of the zoo, added that they have paid off their debt. They are now developing new exhibits, taking care of deferred landscaping and maintenance, and expanding the collection.
Otters are from the area. They fit into our collection. They do well in this climate. They're actually found in Virginia and on the Blue Ridge, although they are reclusive. They're nature's natural acrobats. Kids love them. Children of all ages are enthralled by them.
The zoo hopes to reach out to its audience through media outlets to publicize their financial needs. So far, the zoo got more attention through their free day, which received over 6,000 visitors. According to Baker, the zoo values educating the public about the animals and making sure they have a natural connection. Leaving less than 90 days, Mill Mountain Zoo won't give up on raising funds to make the otter exhibit a reality. Only time will tell if the funds can be met in order to make the otter exhibit this year. This is Melissa Cisneros reporting for the Newsfeed. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Melissa. Wine and Design Christiansburg strives to use art experiences to provide education, entertainment, and enrichment to the New River Valley community. Wine and Design is a national franchise that specializes in hosting private and public painting parties. The Christiansburg studio offers activities for all ages, groups, and talents. See how this local business is painting it forward and giving back. Newsfeed reporter Alexis Walsh has the story.
The Christiansburg Wine and Design Studio offers a variety of programs to community members. Some of the programs include Art Buzz Kids, On Wheels, DIY, and team building. One program in particular, Paint It Forward, has the National Society of Collegiate Scholars at Radford University thankful.
This is our actually third time partnering with Wine and Design. We can't thank Wine and Design enough. I think in total now we've made over $1,300 from it.
The Paint It Forward program was created to provide a way to raise money and bring awareness to any cause. Community members are encouraged to schedule Paint It Forward events. Then, Wine and Design Christiansburg will donate a portion of the proceeds from the event to the local or national organization of the event host's choosing.
We do Paint It Forward for Relay for Life. We just did one for a young lady who is going to the Honduras on a mission trip to build a church. The American Heart Association. Our big Paint It Forward event is all during the month of May. We donate proceeds from all of our events to ALS.
This should be a really thin.
For more information on the business, visit wineanddesign.com/locations/Christiansburg. Reporting in Christiansburg for the Newsfeed, I'm Alexis Walsh.
The Corps of Cadets recently hosted a blood drive in Squires Ballroom over a 3-day period. Newsfeed reporter Kelly Perazzo got a chance to see the impact that these blood drives have made on the community.
Virginia Tech Corps of Cadets hosted the semesterly blood drive this past week for Virginia Blood Services.
Virginia Blood Services is pretty local, and they try and spread out their units to local areas, so Blacksburg, Christiansburg, Roanoke, Charlottesville. They try and keep things local, so it's a little bit more personalized, and the fact that we can really help our own community out.
Over 3 days, several donors were there to help, both cadets and civilians. According to Nurse Catherine Newman, in just one day, they got about 300 to 400 units of blood.
The kids here are really great, and they all come out and donate. Tech is a really good campus. We get a lot of units every time we come up here. So.
The nurses were working hard to get through every donor in an efficient manner, since the drawing of the blood could take an average of 45 minutes per person. Virginia Blood Services donates the blood to local places such as Lewis Gale Hospital. This way, the Virginia Tech students can have a direct impact on the community.
Although the participants of the Corps of Cadets blood drive do not know the specific details on how this is impacting the community, they all still show up because it's for a good cause. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Kelly Perazzo.
Just ahead on the Newsfeed, we take a look at Virginia Tech's student-run radio program. And we learn how the Virginia Tech baseball team is adjusting to new changes around the program. That story and more after this break.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
To the Newsfeed, I'm Rachel Anderson. WUVIT, Virginia Tech's student-run radio station, celebrated their 70th anniversary in March. WUVIT broadcasts 24 hours a day, providing the community with music, news, sports, and public affairs. As an educational radio station, WUVIT hosts various guests and engages in discussion about current events and issues in the Blacksburg and Virginia Tech communities. Although WUVIT mainly plays alternative, folk, and indie music, they host radio shows featuring all types of music, including instrumental, classical, and jazz. In between shows, the station runs local public service announcements, which sometimes feature information about on-campus clubs and events.
We do have to kind of keep a sort of variety of stuff on air, because if we just end up playing like the commercial stations, we kind of lose the value of like us being an educational station, and that's like a part of our mission.
WUVIT holds organizational meetings throughout the semester and is active at Gobblerfest in the fall. You can get involved with WUVIT through their website at wuvt.vt.edu. This semester, the Virginia Tech baseball and softball fields have endured weather from rain to snow. But what happens when snow and a game are scheduled in the forecast? That's when Virginia Tech's grounds crew saves the day. Newsfeed reporter Alyssa Fox has more on the story.
The Virginia Tech grounds crew has been hard at work since before opening day of the softball and baseball season. The winter weather has stacked up against the crew this year already, bringing its share of wind, rain, and snow.
This season so far has probably been all the rain and the cold temperatures, and Blacksburg should be the windy city. So that's been our biggest issues this year is the wind and the rain.
But the Tech grounds crew is fighting back on a regular basis, making the fields and stands usable again for the teams to play on and the fans to cheer from.
I have some friends who play on the softball team, and every single time I go, I notice the fields are always in immaculate condition, even though we've had so much snow this semester.
Time constraints and weather forecast make this job especially stressful on the crew. But teamwork and communication make the cleanup process successful.
As the sun casts a shadow down from the batter's eye out there in the center field, and it just won't melt off before any of the games, so we have to get out there with shovels.
March opened more than just softball and baseball season. It also unleashed a month of snow that repeatedly covered the fields. And after more than 12 inches of accumulation, it looks like spring is finally here. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Alyssa Fox.
With baseball season over halfway over, the Hokies are 13-17. Head coach John Sheff has experienced some struggles during his first year in Blacksburg, as Virginia Tech is in last place within the ACC Coastal Division. The Hokies are coming off a 6-5 loss to in-state rival Virginia. Despite this season's struggles, however, Tech has enjoyed a handful of impressive games, including a 19-3 win over Dayton last Wednesday and a 5-4 win over Virginia on Saturday. After the win over Dayton, Coach Sheff emphasized the importance of establishing the process and focusing on one game at a time.
It's really just, with us, it's just about staying with the process and just trying to be consistent and not worrying about too much about the outcome right now. Because once you start worrying about the outcome, usually good things don't happen to you.
The official grand opening of the newly renovated English Field at Union Park will be on Saturday, April 14th at 7 p.m. when the Hokies go up against the Louisville Cardinals. The game's weather forecast is 69 degrees Fahrenheit and partly cloudy. After coming off an overall record of 10 wins and 21 losses in the 2017-2018 season, the Virginia Tech volleyball teams are looking to make improvements in the upcoming season while reinforcing a winning culture. Newsfeed reporter Reagan McGarity has more in this story.
The Virginia Tech women's volleyball team are underway with spring training. The team held their annual Virginia Tech tournament to compare their progression throughout the spring. While training has consisted of 6 a.m. workouts and a 3-hour session in the afternoon every day, freshman Kai Young says that their coach has had one primary focus.
Big thing for us is just being future CEOs, and so not only is she trying to build us as volleyball players, but she's also trying to build us just as people, so that in the future, in the work world, after volleyball is over, we still have that foundation built.
There's one aspect that stands out when building a successful program. That is culture. Creating a competitive atmosphere among the team is one of many traits that is a vital key to success. Executive Associate Athletic Director John Bellin has been part of the Virginia Tech athletic staff since 1987 and knows a few things about how to create a team culture.
I'd like to say at Virginia Tech our currency is our people. And we may not have the most talented athletes when they arrive at Virginia Tech, but what we try to do is we try to incorporate the team aspect of it.
There's a lot of focus on the fundamentals of volleyball and improving on the court. The main progression must appear off the court and everyday demeanor and team expectations. Reporting for the Newsfeed, this is Reagan McGarity.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. And as always, you can connect with the Newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Rachel Anderson.